Hey guys, this is Jay, otherwise known as Leafy here, and I'm joined with my buddy Derrick, otherwise known as Protogeist. And in this discussion, we're going to go over tournament jitters. Tournament jitters are pretty much what they sound like. You're at a tournament and you start getting nervous, you get anxious, and your performance might slack, you start worrying, you start panicking, you know you can do better, things like that. So we thought that this would be a good topic to discuss earlier on, because Smash Fest at like the Best Buy events and things like that are sort of events with a lot of new players and casual players and things like that. So we thought we would go over this earlier rather than later. So anyway, first and foremost, it's important to realize that, you know, people go to these events and they go there because they play the game, they enjoy the game, they want to play Smash. And it's important to also realize that there will always be players that are better than you and always players that will be worse than you. And more often than not, they would both be willing to play games with you, because why wouldn't they? They enjoy the game, and, you know, assuming they're a healthy player, there's something to be taken away from every game that you play. So when you go to these events, typically, you know, people want to get right into the game before the tournament starts. They warm up with friendlies. It's what they do. You can get in the zone. You get a feel for the game. You know, you get warmed up to it. So warming up with friendlies is a really important thing. And another thing that I highly recommend doing is to go with a friend. It helps to have that source of comfort and security and everything in a setting that might be unfamiliar with you. And Derrick, I know that you said at the first Smash Fest, you won the first Smash Fest.
Yeah.
And at the first one, you told me that you were like super on tilt about it.
Oh, yeah, so, okay. So while I got there, everyone was like, oh, yeah, he must be so good, and, like, he has this all under control. I'm like, no, man, like, I was sweating it so bad. To be honest, before the first Smash Fest, I really only went to one other Smash 4 tournament. I lost in the first round.
Aww.
Like, out of, like, 100 people, I lost. And that was really demoralizing. So I went into this thinking, like, okay, well, this is gonna suck. I don't want this to go like last time. So I was already nervous. So I walked in, I played some friendlies, and, I mean, it helped a little bit because I did kind of screw up in the beginning. Like, I accidentally SD'd and missed inputs and whatnot, and it's good to get that stuff out of the way before you start the tournament. That's why friendlies are important.
Right.
Just practicing in general. Just get all the stuff, your nervous habits out of the way before you play. It'll make, trust me, it makes your life a whole lot easier.
Right, and you were there with Brittany too, and you told me that like after a few sets you like started getting really nervous, and like you went to grand finals and stuff and you started freaking out, and like
yeah.
Brittany was like, you got this.
Yeah. I mean, I was still in disbelief I got that far back then, and everyone was like surprised, I guess, about, like, because I played Captain Falcon back then.
Yeah.
And everyone back then was like, wow, you have a really good Falcon. And to me, I was just, like, thinking, like, it's okay. I didn't think it was that good. But, I mean, I guess I'm my own worst enemy in that kind of case. But as you go to more events, you'll kind of get a feel for, I don't know, I guess your attitude towards it. Because I go to events now, and bigger events, I actually still get nervous to this day, but I just handle it better. Like, I go, like what Jay said, I go with friends. That helps a whole bunch, because when I'm not playing, I'm talking with them, and that calms me down without even trying to. And, you know, talking about the game and whatnot, so.
Yeah, which leads me on to my next point. So, you know, like, people would look at you, myself included. I would watch you in grand finals, and I thought after the first Smash Fest, I was like, whoa, I really want to play with him. I want to learn. And I was like intimidated, because I was like, this guy took first place. Like, I don't know what kind of, like, I don't know. I just felt intimidated generally. But like now, it's been like over a year. We've been hanging out. We've gone out of state. We go to, we weeklies. We have monthlies. We go out to eat all the time. This, that, the other thing. So like we hang out. So people are typically cool. Like I understand it might be a barrier to break through for some people, because it certainly was for me, but like, find your opponent before the match. Just like call out for them, or if you manage to find them, so just try to find your opponent before the match and talk to them. Like, they're probably a cool person. And they're there for the same reason as you. They want to play Smash. They enjoy Smash. You have that immediate and common ground. So you can use that as a sort of an icebreaker. You can ask them who they main, how long they've been playing, if they go to events often, stuff like that. And asking questions like that could also give you an insight into what you might be up against, which will also potentially help you feel more comfortable. Because, like, I know personally for myself, I play Pikachu, and, like, if I'm talking to somebody and they tell me that, like, they play someone like Ganondorf, although I have been 2-0'd by 2 separate Ganondorfs on 2 separate occasions, but regardless, if they tell me they play Ganondorf, I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I play Pikachu. I'm not worried about this at all, because Pikachu destroys that matchup. But then if they tell me that they main, like, I don't know, who has a terrible matchup against Pikachu? Like, Rosalina or...
It's like...
I hate Rosalina. I don't like these Pikachu moves. But, like, if they tell me that they play a character that beats Pikachu, Mario, then I'm not gonna play Pikachu. You know, you can. That might seem a little like kind of sneaky to be like, oh, who do you play? I'm gonna counterpick you before the match even begins. But I mean, if it helps you feel more comfortable and things like that, you know, I don't know. But yeah. So,
Well, I mean, another thing I recommend is, it's gonna sound really stupid, but really obvious, but like, get something to eat, like, before you play.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, for sure. And don't drink energy drinks. Wow, those.
Is that really that bad? Like, I've never done that.
I mean, okay, for me personally, I get so excited for Smash Fest that, like, the night before, I'm just up and I'm like, I'm excited. I can't wait. Big day tomorrow. Like, this is and then next thing you know, I'm like, I have to leave in like 2 hours and I'm still awake. So I'm like, crap. And I eventually just like cram some sleep in, and then I end up picking up an energy drink or something. And like, being tired coupled with having like 2,000% my daily dose of vitamin B12 rushing through my veins, I'm a little bit somewhere else, and I'm like,
man.
it's a little twitchy and fidgety. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah. So get sleep before the events for sure. Like, get sleep.
I got a personal story to go along with the sleep one.
Okay.
So this is when we went to Pennsylvania for that Erie event.
Yeah.
And we went to that, and the night before, we all stayed up really late, and half of us drank. And
oh no.
It was fun, but I don't recommend it if you're gonna play, because I woke up the next day, I felt so crappy. It was so terrible.
Yeah.
We had the worst morning ever. My friend hit his head. Or actually, it's Boots. Yeah, Boots.
Yeah,
Boots hit his head on a desk
I called
at our
it too.
hotel room.
I called it as soon as he got there. He called. He was gonna sleep under the desk, and I'm like, he's gonna hit his head on that thing.
But I mean, it worked out. We lived, you know. But
Yeah.
just, you know, make sure, just do your basic things: eat, sleep,
Yeah.
practice. Like, before I go to an event, this is kind of a more higher level thing, because I go to other events, and if I know who's playing that's popular, I'll look up videos of them to see how they play, just to get like an idea.
Definitely. Study.
Yeah.
Study. Like, if you know that you're gonna be playing like a certain player and they have a match before yours, go watch them. Look at how they're playing and what they're doing, and try to come up with some ideas as to how you might be able to beat them and things like that.
And I know what some of you might be thinking is, even if you watch them and you think they're that good, and you're like, wow, I'm watching them, and I still don't think I can win. I'm here to tell you something. Who cares? Because, I mean, okay, sure, if you're new or you think you're not that experienced yet, you probably may lose at first, but you know what? That's normal, and you're gonna learn. You learn by getting beaten. You learn from your mistakes. What I recommend is that, when you're playing your opponent, or whether you ask them before or afterwards, maybe before so they're aware of it, but if you don't feel confident, ask them to point out any mistakes you're making, and then they'll tell you if they're a decent person. Most people in this community are decent.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Definitely. Yeah, and even if you get bodied, like, if you get 2-0'd by somebody, if somebody just wipes the floor with your face, say, hey man, can we train a bit? Like, point some stuff out, show me things, like, how do I beat this, how do I beat that, you know, things like that. And assuming they have like a general knowledge of their character, they'll tell you, because if they help you get better, then they're helping themselves get better as well. It works in everybody's favor.
Yeah.
Like that.
know what the most soul-crushing thing is, though? Would it? Okay, I've had this happen to me before. You lose to someone in bracket, and then you play them in a friendly and you win. Like, I don't understand. Like, I do and I don't. Like, I find it hilarious, but...
Oh, yeah. I do stuff like that. I would do that with Marcus. You've seen Marcus and I play his Fox and my Pikachu. That matchup is ridiculous. But
I've seen you do some disgusting things.
Like, we were at a monthly a while ago, and I decided to have we decided to do a friendly best 2 out of 3, and I 2-0'd him. And then I was like, hey, you want to make this a best 3 out of 5? And then he wins the next 3. And I'm just like, I should have just settled. But like overall though, like if you believe that what you're doing isn't worth it, the matches aren't worth it, you're just losing, you're not getting better, then that's going to become true. You just need to keep a positive attitude and keep doing it, and you need to be aware of what you're doing and how the game works. Like, you need to have some understanding, of course, so there's things to learn and things like that, and it's also really important to take breaks and everything. But
yes, breaks are important
for sure. Yeah, like if you're at a tournament and you're getting all amped up or anything, if you're feeling like you're in a rut, step outside, or go to a quiet place, or walk across the street and grab a drink, or just do whatever you have to do to calm yourself down. Meditate, count your breaths. I don't know, yeah, anything to help calm yourself down.
Another thing I've done, I do this kind of often. Usually I do this when I'm stressed during a game. Like, if this is a really intense game, this goes to game 3 or game 5, depending on how the set count is. I bring music, I bring headphones with me, and I'll listen to music, and that will calm me down. I do it when I'm super stressed and I'm just jittery, and I feel like I'm going to be jittery and I just can't focus. It really helps, for me at least.
Yeah.
If you do go the music route, I mean, everyone's different. I totally recommend listen to instrumentals. Don't listen to lyrics.
Yeah. Listen to things that are meant to be played in the background of things.
Yeah, because if you listen to lyrics, you may find yourself paying more attention to the lyrics than you actually playing. And
definitely.
You might get distracted.
Yeah, and I know a lot of tournaments don't leave the gamepads out, but I always leave mine out at my setup, and some places do too. But I like to plug my headphones into the gamepad so that I can hear the actual game audio. Because if I hear you're at a tournament, it's crowded, there's a lot of noise going on, people everywhere. If I just put the headphones in, listen to the game audio, I can just zone in. That's all that I can focus on, and it helps me too. I prefer the game audio over music because there are just some auditory cues. I don't really know how scientifically proven this could be or whatever, but if I could have both the visual cues from the game coming at me and being able to hear what's happening, I feel like it would I might be able to do a bit better.
No, I actually am the same way. When I'll go back to what I said about listening to music, I actually do prefer game audio as opposed to just regular music. But generally, and I find most places are like this, the background noise is so loud, it's really even hard to hear the game music without plugging in your headphones into the gamepad. And like you said, some people just don't have the gamepad with them, so I'm kind of forced to listen to my own music.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, 9 times out of 10, I'd rather listen to the game audio. And I mean, once you see me around more, you'll start to realize I have this quirk where everyone groans when I do this, but I have certain songs I like in this game, and I will literally go to the My Music section, and I will change everything all the way down to really low, except for one song. Shotgun Kiss. Yeah, that's my favorite Omega stage. I call it Omega Shotgun Kiss. It's not the stage name, it's Port Town Aerodive. But it's my favorite song in the game.
At one time, you accidentally slipped up, and you're like, "We're going to Shotgun Kiss," and we're like, "Oh, Derrick."
I owned it. I didn't even care. I knew you guys knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, but it's stuff like that. It's it's knowing what helps you personally. If you're going to a stage and you want to listen to game audio, by all means. I highly doubt your opponent's gonna care if you switch every single song off except for the one that you like the most. And it kind of just comes full circle. Every point that we can bring up about tournament jitters can somehow be brought back to the fact that your opponent is probably a cool person. The people there are probably cool people. Granted, they might not all be. There's definitely some more unfavorable people in every community, but
yeah, I've had my fair share of that.
Yeah.
My one recommendation for dealing with people who are less than ideal, it's probably gonna be really hard, but just ignore it.
yeah.
As long as they're not in your face saying things to you, and I mean, if it does get to that point, tell the TO.
Yeah, tell the tournament official.
Like, they have no problem giving him a game loss or just kicking him out or whatever. Like, if he's inhibiting the tournament scene in any way, they don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had some run-ins with things like that, but we're gonna save that stuff for another discussion video, because that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, so yeah, again, pretty much everybody at these events are cool people. Pretty much everyone would be willing to make a new friend or train with somebody new and help people out. I love to help people. A lot of my friends and people in our group, a lot of our friends like to help people. Because, again, you help them, it helps you. It's a flourishing community. Everything is dandy. Yay. Anything else you'd like to add, Derrick?
I don't, okay, so I got one more thing.
Alright.
So, I know for you guys who are still think you're gonna be nervous, just, like Jay said, just go with an open mind, eat, sleep. Don't stay up late the night before. Practice, look up videos, get advice, and you know what? Another thing I want to open up to the people that watch us, like, you should write to us, ask questions.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
We're all more than happy to answer them.
For sure. Yeah, I've gotten a few friend requests from people, so that was really cool. But actually, I've got one more thing to add too. About the whole tournament jitter thing. Like almost a year ago, I went to I heard about a random Smash tournament that was happening at Retroland Toys out in Willoughby, and Dom was TOing that. And I haven't met Dom before this, but I knew that he was the president of the Gamers Guild and he was hosting it, the Gamers Guild at Lakeland. So when I got there, I found him, I introduced myself, and I shook his hand, and he was a really cool guy, and that immediately made me feel way more comfortable while I was there. And I was still nervous at the event, and I didn't make it super far in the brackets, but like after the event, I started calming down, I was talking to people, and I was on fire. Like, I played the person that won first place, and he couldn't take a single game off of me. I played the person who won second place, and I was winning the majority of them. And I was playing Dom, and then, like, people were, like, lining up to play me, and it was really, like, surreal and unreal. And that was my first, like, whoa, this can be, like, a really rewarding community. Yeah, like, that's cool to feel things like that. So, yeah, everybody's different, like, when it comes to how sociable they can be at these things. But, like, if you need to break a wall down, so be it. Like, talk to people. Everybody is super cool, and it's funny, we joke about it all the time. We're like, our lives feels like an anime.
Smash is an anime, man.
Like, we all met each other, and like we have a group of, like, I don't know, 15, 20 friends, and we all just we met each other over Smash, and like we came together, and everyone is pretty much just like, this is kind of unreal. Like, this all just happened out of this, like, all of a sudden out of the blue. So I'm telling you, talk to people and make friends, and just don't be afraid. And if you are afraid, that's fine. Just hang around this community anyway, because sooner or later somebody's gonna scoop you up and you're gonna come out of your shell. Because that happened to Ven. Ven was this, like, shy little kid, and now, like, he's coming here. He's so smart, and he's just, like, impressing everybody all the time and doing weird things.
That kid's a prodigy.
Yeah, he needs to travel more. Ven, you need to travel more.
Please.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? And I met, like, the best friends I've made in a while through this game. So
Definitely.
Just please, just if you want to get the most out of this game, your goal can be to be good. You can travel. You can be the best. But it's so much more rewarding if you have friends with you along the way.
Definitely.
So please just make sure you talk to people and, get your name out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.